Hey guys, Fleur Zebra here with my next Will It Work series video with AP Corki, the Daring Bombardier. I built him AP and it really excels, but it's hard to master. Now, I'll show you some tips and tricks later in the video, but for now I'm going to go into the masteries in a few seconds. In the masteries, I grabbed the standard 9021, making sure to grab points in magic penetration and mana regen. I maxed out my utility tree, and I gained some AP scaling on my offensive tree. Now, in a few seconds, you'll see Corki's skill set. Most of his skills are all area of effect and have AP scaling besides his E. His phosphorus bomb is what you max first, then your W. I don't take a point in E until I have to, and I max my rockets as a standard 6, 11, and 16. For starting items, I start with boots, health potions, or Doran's ring. Then in early game, I like to go Will of the Ancients, Rylai's Crystal Scepter, Rod of Ages, Sorcerer's Shoes, and Cage's Lucky Pick. I go and I get a Rabadon's Death Cap, Rod of Ages, Rylai's Crystal Scepter, Sorcerer's Shoes, Will of the Ancients, and a Void Staff or any of the others listed above. Now, in the early game, it's standard to go and help your jungler leash. So I go over to leash early game to help my to go and help my jungle. Now this game does not go as it should have went, but it was still showing off how well AP Corki can go. So I wait there to get ready to leash while all my other teammates are helping him protect. Soon I'll go set out my auto attack and then go return to lane. I continue to protect him, and now I'm going to show some gameplay about how AP Corki excels in the lane. Once I engage onto Kale, I hit her down with a few auto attacks, making sure to still farm. I Q her a few times to get some damage out onto her, and you can see at level 1 my damage is much stronger than her. Olaf dies for first blood, and that was pretty disappointing, but yeah, I keep to my early game sustain up, and I keep winning the lane. I continue to get my farm up, and I keep poking her low with my Q and my W combo. It's really important to get your W to bait out your enemy, because it deals massive damage over time, and you can kill someone really easily. I've already pushed her up to her tower, making it really hard for her to farm. I continue to set off Qs and auto attacks to poke her down, and soon she doesn't feel like she can trade with me anymore. She goes to run under the tower, unable to fight me anymore. I remember to keep my farm up, and once I get my rockets, that's when AP Corki begins to excel. It has huge splash damage, and you can poke from an even larger distance than before. It's very good for trying to poke down and bait someone to use their ulti. So this Kale just stays at the tower, unable to go and get farm, and unable to poke me down. I continue to fight onto Kale. I had to recall to rebuy some items. I got my Sorcerer's Shoes and my Doran's Ring, while Trundle covers for me. Trundle goes to engage onto Kale in a few seconds, where I come for backup. Trundle seems to be winning the fight, but then Kale runs all the way back onto her tower, unable to continue to fight the Trundle. I come up here with my rockets, ready to go and engage on Kale. I begin to go and attack her, poking her down with some rockets and auto attacks. I kill her easily, and I go I go back to farming my lane. Soon Malphite and Scion come to gank me. Now it's really important to see how you use your W in a fight. As you can see, I didn't want to get stunned by Scion or slowed by Malphite. I W over in between both of them, evading the stun and getting away from Malphite before he can do any real damage to me. I run away successfully. I set my sights down in bot lane because they were having so much trouble in their lane, and it's always good to help out a teammate. I go down, ready to go and get my jump and my stun, well not my stun, my phosphorus bomb down on them. I'm getting my teammates ready to go in for the fight. Corki's always ready to fight. Once I see that, I go and push in, Qing and Ring and getting Caitlyn down really low. She comes back soon after the Gen ultimate, being too cocky and thinking she can kill Corki. As you can see here, this shows the raw power of his Q when maxed early. I take her down with an auto attack and a Q, and that leaves her out of the count. So here I'm getting attacked by Kale, and I find myself unable to get away. I flash, but Malphite also comes into the fray. He ulties and I die. That never happened though, because AP Corki never dies. I then kill once again in the lane, and I continue to poke her down with my ultimate. I guess now I'll tell you guys what I max first and when I max it. I max my Q first because it does a lot of raw damage once maxed. Then I go with my W. E I don't grab for a while, and my ultimate standard 6, 11, 16, as I've said. So I continue in lane, poking her down, and I think that I can actually bait her out with my ultimate and my Q. And that's how it goes. I ultimate her with my ultimate, with my rockets. She's forced to pop her ultimate too, and I Q to get the kill. Caitlyn finds herself overextended down in bot lane. With my W, I've been able to go and get an assist on it. helping assist my team and getting kills. I make sure I'm in the team fight, seeing Malphite in the mix. I go and queue over to him, remembering to save my hop for a getaway. I only see Malphite at the moment, and we take him down with relative ease, shutting him down. Now there's a huge team fight down in mid lane bush. Now if you can see here, I continue to poke with my rockets, making them all retreat from the bush. Getting positioning with Corki is the most important thing about him because you can go and poke down an enemy team before the fight even engages. That's your goal as Corki. Malphite goes to engages back onto me though, and that's at the point where I find myself dead. They're all pushing my mid tower, and I know that I cannot defend that because I'm the only one alive. I stay at the second tower waiting, ready to attack. I go and I set off some pokes with my R. I continue to rocket them down. They're all finding themselves at about half health. I get tornadoed, but I dodge it with ease. I continue to put my splash damage out on them, kiting and baiting them until they all run away from the tower successfully. That's how I defended a tier 3 tower, with just Corki myself alone, out of my turf. But unfortunately, my team was feeding really hard, so we lost the game. But if this was any standard game, it would have been the victory. Thanks for watching the video, and give suggestions for more Will It Work